I'm particularly proud and happy about the young filmmakers, actors, singers, writers, producers that are coming up behind my generation. In particular, Barry Jenkins. Young people understand this young man made 10, 15, 20 short films before he got the opportunity to make Moonlight. So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, P. Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
Welcome, 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 welcome. It is Tuesday. What is this? May 23rd? Man, this year is going. May 23rd, 2018. We're almost half a year already. Wow, 2018. Halfway out of here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to WLTT 1180 AM. You all that are talking, listening to us on the air. You all that are joining us on Facebook. Welcome to our page. Welcome again to Straight Talk, No Chaser. Noo Covers Live. I'm your host, Dowd El-Amin, coming to you out of the Port City. I love saying that. Port City of Wilmington, North Carolina. Originally from Newport News, Virginia, but I now call Port City home. This is my home. Where I plan to stay, and I plan to retire, where I plan to lay my head here in Wilmington, North Carolina. We're about to put Wilmington on the map, y'all. You just don't know. Mike, we about to come home. I see my brother Michael Caraway is in the house today. You about to come on home. We're about to put Wilmington on the map. It's about to happen. Things I see a bright light in front of us. So some things happening at the radio station soon to be announced that's really gonna have this city on the map. I mean, I'll say on the map in North Carolina. It's a diamond in the rough, y'all. If you don't know about this city, yeah, I know about the racial history. Y'all always bring up 1898, but this city here is a diamond in the rough. People have asked me all the time. They said, why don't you just leave? Why don't you go to Atlanta? Go to Charlotte, you know? But man, what you'd be doing? You go to New York, man. You can, nah. I've been in this thing for almost 30 years now. No, I'm getting that diamond in the rough. It's a diamond. You got to go deep to get a diamond. You got to struggle to get a diamond. You got to work hard to get that diamond. And this city here is one of these cities will make or break you. It's a southern city that will make or break you. If you can survive in this city, you can survive anywhere on the planet Earth. I'm telling you. Some of the things I done seen in this city in the last 30 years I've been here. And it's like that almost in every city if you're black in America. If you're black in this country, you'll say the same thing about your city. Yeah, man, what you talking about Wilmington? It's like that in Durham. It's like that in Charlotte. It's like that in Hampstead. It's like that everywhere. Yeah, it is. But we're going to make it better, y'all. We're going to keep running. No covers. We're going to keep running and we're going to keep making it better. And we're going to keep striving to do what we do. That's why we do what we do here. That's why I do what I do. I see Nicole is joining in. David, how y'all? Welcome to the show. 910-765-0097 if you want to get in on today's conversation. You all know I set this up. I usually talk, and then I ask you to talk. But if you don't want to talk, I keep talking. That's how we usually run this thing. 910-765-0097. That's basically the format. I talk, you talk. If you don't want to talk, we're going to keep talking because we're going to use every bit of strength and energy we got, every ounce of air we got, every mic that we have in the stadium. I got to go to another one. This breakdown, I grab one of them ones over there to make sure we get the message out that we're trying to convey to our people, and that's freedom, justice, and equality, and how to get it, how to attain it. This is our money day. We talk about money usually on Wednesday, but I want to talk about it in a different way today. I want to talk about what are we going to do, or what are you going to do? And I say the we / you because I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm planning to do. So I say we, you, because if you want to do it too, we can do it together. But I know exactly what I plan to do to make sure I get every ounce of freedom, justice, and equality that's available to me in this land that I live in. Every ounce that's available, and then what's not available, we're going to go get some more. How about that? Let's roll, y'all. So I want to start today with an experience that I had when I was about in the 8th grade. Now, you already know my background, know I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I make that public. That was my raising. And I had a very strict father. He was very strict in what he taught us. And he didn't play when it came to what he believed in, and it was no nonsense. So growing up, there were very few activities that we were allowed to participate in, especially holidays. That was a no-no. It was rough growing up. It was difficult dealing with it because you had to deal with, as a child, you had to deal with the whys, and you asked questions and you never got the right answers that you wanted as a child. But I never forget, I love sports. I always loved sports growing up. I loved playing basketball, even though I was so big. I knew I never was going to make the basketball team, even though I loved the sport. My father was a basketball player in high school, all state. And I wanted to be like him somewhat. I wanted to play ball, but I knew I was never going to have that wicked shot. And I play on the basketball court. I play my heart out. I mean, I play all day, all night long. I play football, but I was fragile. I was thin. I never weighed over 140, 120 growing up as a male. So I was thin frame, easily get hurt. Mama worried about me getting hurt on the football field, and we were allowed to play tackle. She couldn't stand us playing tackle. You get a hospital bill, she wasn't paying for it. But what I could do, I could run. Boy, could I run. I was a runner. And growing up in elementary school, I never knew about track. Only thing I knew was that I was a runner. So I remember in the 8th grade, I'm in the 8th grade, and we had we getting bused in a school, and we had 2 different sides of town. We got what we call in Newport News, Virginia, we got what we call the bottom. And that's your blacks that live more in the bottom. That's we called it Ridley Circle back then, back down that way. You would call it back in the day, Wilmington, you called it Taylor Homes. That was back in the day. That's the bottom. That's where the bottom live. The bottom half of black folks. We lived in the middle section. I lived in Newsom Park. Newsom Park was up a little bit. You had more family settlements in Newsom Park. You had some fathers in Newsom Park. Newsom Park had it wasn't as much crime in Newsom Park as it was in the bottom. So I remember going to school, and you were mixing the bottom and Newsom Park together. Those 2 areas are coming together in what you call middle high school. And I remember the guys talking about at gym one day, we were going to run. And we had a coach named Coach Bako. And they were talking about this guy named Elton Brown. He's supposed to have been this all-class, all-state, he'd be supposed to be the next up-and-coming runner. And back then, my name used to be called Woochie. And the guys in my neighborhood used to say, hey, Woochie gonna take him. And I never forget the day we were in gym class, and I had ran the day before, and I didn't know I was running at 880. I was just running. I could run. I didn't know I was running an 880, as they call it. But I ran, and I watched the coach when I crossed the finish line. He talking to the other coaches like, yo, I didn't know what was going on. So the next day they had a special gym, and they wanted to pin me against a 9th grader. He was in the 9th grade. I was in the 8th grade. And he was supposed to be this all city, all state guy named Elton Brown. And he would later go on to break many records in Newport News, Virginia, in the track history. He was a track phenomenon in our city. And so here I am in the 8th grade, looking at this 9th grader. And Coach Baker said, "You're going to run against EB today. I want to see you all run flat." He said, "Don't hold nothing back on him, EB. It's just a fast one here. Don't hold nothing back on him." And so all of a sudden, I look up and I see all the coaches are gathering around looking at this race. I don't know what's going on. I'm just running. But I know I love to run. And we start. And as the race is going on, I hear more cheers. I hear more excitement because I'm running neck and neck with EB. And we're running all out. And we're running an 880. As we get around to the last lap, I hear the cheers. I hear, "Go Woochie, go Woochie, go Woochie, go." And I'm like, I'm getting excited, my adrenaline flow, and I just burst when it came around the corner. I mean, I saw those cheers, and I saw my boys over there yelling and screaming, and I saw everybody rushing and come out, and I'm gone. I'm winning. I'm winning everything. And Lord and behold, I beat him. I beat what was supposed to be the up and coming champ of the 880 in middle school. At that time, he was running against high schoolers. Now, here comes the second half of the story. Coach Baker now tells me about a track program, and the track program is a sport you have called track, and he wants me to run. Now, I told you at the beginning of this conversation, my father's faith, and he was a Jehovah's Witness. He didn't allow us to participate in outside activities. He didn't allow us to participate in band if the concert interfered with a music night. He didn't allow us to participate in sports because sometimes the games were on nights that we had study, and we had to study, and we had to study the word. He didn't allow us staying after school for activities because that practice got into our biblical study time. And I'll never forget, Coach Baker wanted to talk to my father about me running track. Something that I wanted to do because I was getting the cheers, I was getting the adulation, I was getting the excitement, I was excited, I wanted to run. My father said, "No, he can't run. He has other activities that he has to do." And it was at that moment, I never forget, it was at that moment that I had made up my mind that when I got old enough, I would run away and find a way to make sure I could always control my own happiness, that I would be the master of my destiny and no one would ever be in control of my destiny again other than God. It was at that moment, that defeated moment, that moment of anger, that moment of pain, that I decided that was it. I had enough. And I had made up my mind by the time I turned 18 years of age, I was going to be wise enough to get out on my own in this world and make sure no one would ever be able to control my destiny again. I tell that story as a lead back to our conversation on Monday where I said the programming, where we've been programmed to react and respond a certain way. I tell that story because I was able to break the programming. The programming is real. I don't care what you want to give another word for it. If you want to call it another, that cloud is on black people, that demise is on black people. It is a program, and you can come up with another terminology. I will accept that. You can call it depression. You can call it whatever. My word is programming. And if you can come up with a better word, send it to me, and I'll use the better word to make it softer. But I really don't want to make it softer. I want us to understand that the same way I broke away from the programming of my father, the same way I made a conscious decision at 8th grade that I was going to break away when I got a chance to get free and make sure I can control my own happiness, it's the same way we can break away from the programming that go on every day in this United States of America that's been programming us since the days we came to these shores. There's no difference. I've been thinking about this for the last 3 days. I had to come up with something in my own life that I could relate to the programming. The same programming, thanks for the love, y'all, on Facebook. The same programming is no different. It is no different to break away from. Here is the problem. So today I want to set you free. I want to set you free, Mike. Mike, Mike knows it. See, Michael is one of those ones. I'm gonna chime in on you, brother, because you're online. I know he's broke away from the programming. You know why I know he's broke away from the programming? Because I trust him enough that my son has his information to call him when he can't find me. And we've only met each other maybe about 3-4 years, 2-3 years on Facebook. Met him we ran into each other at the anniversary of the Million Man March, and we had been Facebook friends for a minute. I knew his brother coming in Wilmington, but I never knew him. But if I met him, once I met him, I knew he had broke away from the programming. So I felt confident enough to make sure my son has this information because I know he's broke away from the programming. Now, here's our problem. Here's why we can't break away. We can't break away. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why. You might have more, but I'm going to give you 4 reasons why today. And I want to thank my brother. He may be online in a minute. Nick Wooten. He comes on every once in a while. I want to thank him because he always brings me back to Jesse Williams. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of Jesse Williams later on today, because he said he want it now. Yeah, we want it right now. He always reminds me of that. We want it right now. Jesse said it's a hustle. Stop waiting on the hustle. Stop waiting on the sky to open. Stop waiting on miracles. Make them. Stop waiting on them. Make them. Stop waiting on. I got folks sitting here saying, I grew up that way, waiting on this big catastrophic event to happen, and the sky opens up and everything goes back to normal. Stop waiting on that. Stop waiting on this big day when all of a sudden the finger snap, the mystery comes out and pop the finger and it's hocus pocus. And all of a sudden, it's peace on earth again, and everybody's peaceful. And everything. No. While you're sitting here waiting, the opportunity is passing you by every day because you're sitting and waiting. I don't want you to think I'm saying that I'm not a spiritual person. I am. Very spiritual person. But I don't believe in mystery either. I don't believe in hocus pocus. I believe I am created in an image to produce miracles. I am created in an image to produce life. I am created in an image to open business. I am created in an image to get a better education. I am created in an image to be anything I determine I want to be in this world. I'm created in that image. I'm made in that image. Oh, don't think I'm not spiritual. I'm made in that. You are made in that image. That whatever you put your mind to, if you put your mind to it hard enough and strive hard enough and move, you'll move miracles. Miracles are moving your way. Doors are open up for you. But you're not trying because you're waiting to get everything perfect, get everything right. I'm waiting for my credit to get right. I'm waiting for my finances to get right. I'm waiting for my love life to get right. I'm waiting for my children to get out and go to college. Waiting on your dreams is sleeping. I say in my book, a dream is only a reality that caught you sleeping. Waiting on the dream is called sleeping. You're sleeping on it. You're waiting on it. You got to find it. That kind of thing. Say you got to make your own way. Yes, right. Make your way. You have to make it. You have to go out and get it yourself. Go get it. Go grab it. But stop waiting on miracles. Stop waiting on something spooky to happen. Stop waiting on the lottery, please, please, please. Well, y'all stop waiting on the lottery. Please, black people, stop waiting on it. Please, you're hurting my heart. Please stop waiting on the lottery. Or when I hit the lottery, man, please. Stop waiting on your son to shoot a jump shot or run a touchdown. That's his dream. That's his goal. What's yours? Stop waiting on a miracle. Make it happen. Make your own way. The second reason is stop waiting on equality. I said it. It ain't happening. We want it to happen. We pray that it happen. Well, I've been doing that for 54 years now, waiting on equality. Stop waiting on equality. If it's unequal, make it equal. When you go to the bank, there's no equality. Understand when you go, you're going to have a better resume. Yes. Is it fair? No, it's not fair, but you just going to have a better resume. You're going to have a better business plan. You're going to have some collateral. You're going to have double, triple, and quadruple to the next person in front of you. That's just the reality of what it is. And it's not changing anytime soon. If you're waiting on till it changes, you may be at your graveside still waiting for it to change. Equality is what it is. It's unequal. And you live in a society, you live in a world that is always going to be unequal. World history shows there was a time we were on the upper hand, and now we're on the lower end. That's why I love to study history. History gets me pumped up because world history tells me there was a time in civilization that we had the upper hand. Mali, Timbuktu, there was a time in history that we were the kings and queens. There was a time in history that we were the rulers of the earth. There was a time, and those are our pyramids over there, folks. That's why I love world history. Yes, those are our pyramids over there, folks. There was a time in history where this cycle was reversed. So what if I know that, then I know how time changes and history changes and it goes around in a cycle. We have a commercial clock right here that I have to go by. It goes by the clock. It goes round in a cycle. You're 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Everything happens at a different time. It's the same thing in history. So the scripture says, what will last shall be first, what will be first shall be last. That's going to always be a proven scripture. It's never going to change. It's always. You can write that scripture 16 generations from now, and it's still going to be a proven scripture. Because it's going to reverse, and it'll flip back. So stop waiting on the equality. Make it happen. Take it. Don't wait on it. Waiting for everything to get equal when I go get a loan when it's equal. Or when you get the equal, I go get a house when the lending practices are equal. I'll strive to get a house when everything, I can't get a house right now because and we always use the inequality as an excuse. I'm not doing this because things ain't equal. Things ain't right. That's an excuse. Stop using the inequality as an excuse. Stop using the waiting on the cloud to open as an excuse. It's not going to be equal, folks. It's not going to be. I'm going to break you from this. I'm going to break you. This is how you break the programming. I'm boom, 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 breaking the programming. We're trying to break the programming. I want to break the programming in your mind. I want to break the programming in your thought process. It's not going to be. To get that deed, say anybody can buy a house. Anybody. She has to say, this sister, you hit me, Brenda, because y'all got to check out. Go to the Brenda Dixon website. She got a video up there. She talked yesterday. Sis, I was proud of you, sis. See, it's willpower. I'm getting into that in a second. I'm going to ahead myself, Brenda. You got me ahead of myself, Brenda, because I'm going to talk about you in a minute. It's all about willpower. It's about what it's unequal. Yeah, the bank's predatory loans, we know about that. We know about all that. But it's about willpower. What you make your mind will to do. It's all about that. She said anybody can get a house. How she know? Because what she does, she puts people in houses that never thought they had one before. She calls it get that deed. She makes sure people get houses that will never have a house before. Because they got their credit right. They worked on it. They was patient. They didn't give up. They had willpower. She has a video. She talks about her little struggle. And I was so proud of you yesterday in that video. And you talked about your lifestyle and how it was willpower that you chose a certain lifestyle and you stuck to that lifestyle. So she said 11 years. Since 11 years. Yeah, 11 years. She stuck to it. She had willpower to stick her plan out, to know what she decided, which she told God, this is how I'm going to live my life and I'm changing. That take willpower. Stop waiting on the mystery. Stop waiting on the sky to open. Stop waiting on equality. Here's the third thing, y'all. Stop waiting on justice. So you ain't getting it? Y'all got that book, The New Jim Crow. Stop waiting on justice, folks. You ain't getting it. Not no time soon. You're not going to get it. Not anytime soon. Stop waiting on justice. Keep waiting on it. All right? You keep waiting. You keep on waiting on justice. It's just us. You're not getting it. Not no time soon. So in the meantime, you got to act right. You got to move right. You got to teach right. I got to train my children how to react at night because I know there's no justice for them out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to keep fighting for it. I'm going to keep marching for it. I'm going to keep standing for it. I'm going to keep asking for it. But the reality is it's not here, and I don't expect to see it anytime soon. So what do? Do I send my children to a lion's pit when I know there's lions out there without the tools to fight, without the whip to beat the lion? I got to make sure they got a whip to tame the lion. If the lion is roaring and it's trying to devour someone and my children are going out there, I got to make sure they got in their hand a whip. Got to get that lion straight and make sure that lion tames down. And what's the whip? Knowledge. Brother Theodore said knowledge is power. I got to come back to y'all. Y'all didn't so in line with me today. He came back, Brother Theodore said knowledge is power. I got to make sure they have the knowledge to make sure they can tame that lion. They have the knowledge that when that police officer come 3 o'clock in the morning and then pull them over, by the time they leave, the police officer want their name, number, and address and want to have lunch with them next week. Yeah. He stopped me by the time he finished, but let a police officer stop me. By the time I finished talking with the comment, as long as I've done nothing totally wrong, let him pull me over. When he pulled me over, by the time he's going to leave with a Noo Covers book, because I'm going to have one in the back seat. And before he leave, I'm going to say, here, officer, read this. It's a copy of Noo Covers Volume 1, Blackmails. Because I'm going to have such an in-depth conversation with him, he's going to be like, wow, who is this guy talking to me in this professional manner? I've never experienced this before on the beat. And I had that white officer eating out the palm of my hand. And before he leave, he'll get one of my books. If not, he'll get a card to show he can get them on Amazon. Yes, I challenge you to do the same. Make sure your children are equipped to do the same. There's a beast out there. There's a lion out there. But make sure they got the whip to calm them, but stop waiting on the justice. And the last thing I got for you today, the last problem. I only got 4. I got 3. I said one was one. Let's go review them now. One was the sky to open. Stop waiting for the sky to open. Stop waiting for the equality. Stop waiting for it. Just make it happen. You make it equal. And stop waiting for the justice. Just make sure you're trained to handle the injustice. Make sure you know how to maneuver around the injustice because it's not going to change no time soon. And then lastly, stop waiting for all black folks to be black like you want them to be. I'm going to repeat that one again if you didn't get it. Stop waiting for all black folks to be black like you want them to be. People understand. We came from many tribes. We came from many dialects. I don't care if you Hebrew. I don't care if you Muslim. I don't care if you Christian. I don't care if you agnostic. I don't care if you Afrocentric. I don't care. I don't care if you studied at if you AKA, if you are the fraternity. I don't care if you're Mason. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference. Stop waiting for all black folks to be. You don't want to work with black folks because they don't think like you think. Then you ain't gonna we never gonna make it. Stop waiting for everybody to fit into your ideology, your philosophy, your thought process. Stop waiting for all black folks to be black the color you want them to be. There are many shades. Dark, light dark, gray, brown, tan, red bone. Stop waiting for them all to think and be like, oh, that's my ideal black man, or that's my ideal black woman. And if they ain't like that, I can't work with them. I can't do anything with them. I don't agree with them. We ain't all gonna agree. I'm glad we don't agree. You know how boring it would be as a people if we all agreed? We'd be robots. Stop waiting to make what the question was, what are we waiting for? There's nothing to wait for. Those are the things that are hindering us. We're either waiting for some mystery, we are waiting for equality, we're either waiting for justice, or we are waiting for unity. Those are the 4 things I always hear the organizations, everybody say we got a problem with. Equality, justice, and unity. And there's always that spook floating around. But why? What are you and me waiting for? Nothing, really. We should be. I'm going to give y'all some winners. I'm going to prove my point. I want you to stay over with me. I got to go to this news hour. I want you to stay over with me. And I'm going to prove when I come back. I'm going to prove to you exactly the 4 things I talked about. I'm going to prove to you why I know that they're in our way. The thought process is the only thing in the way. I'm going to prove it to you. Hang out with me about 5 more minutes. I'll be right back. It's just top of the news hour.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Is President Trump's summit with North Korea's Kim Jong-un still on for June 12th?
We will see.
That's President Trump speaking late yesterday at the White House about it after recent days saw threats from North Korea that it may pull out of the summit. Former Senator Joe Lieberman saying that the president is right to have a wait-and-see attitude.
And I think this kind of comment by the president is saying, I want to make it pretty clear to Kim Jong-un, I don't want a deal more than he wants a deal. In other words, if we get to go to Singapore and we negotiate something, good. But we both have to want it.
Lieberman speaking there on Mornings with Maria on Fox News. President Trump continuing to suggest an FBI informant was embedded in his 2016 campaign, calling it in a tweet this morning Spygate, and blaming the criminal deep state, saying they're now caught up in a spy scandal like has never been seen. This is USA Radio News.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere I stay. Hey! So why am I outside my beachfront suite, aimlessly leading a 40-guest conga through the streets of Myrtle Beach? Hey! Because Hotels.com lets me do me. Hey! And because once you start a conga, apparently it's impossible to stop. Hey! I have no idea where I'm leading these people. Hey! Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded.
I used to wonder why people took their own pillows into the hotels with them till I got on my pillow, and I go everywhere with mine. Stays cool all night, keeps its shape, 60-day money-back guarantee, and a 10-year warranty, made in the USA. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the 4-pack special, enter promo code USA. You get 2 MyPillow premium pillows, 2 Go Anywhere pillows for half off. Go to MyPillow.com or call 1-800-951-8175. Use promo code USA.
Breaking news of particular interest to the nation's Gulf Coast. Forecasters at the National Hurricane Center are again increasing the chance that a disturbance headed for the Gulf of Mexico could become a tropical depression this weekend. Forecasters now put the odds of that at 60%. Meanwhile, on Hawaii's Big Island,
It was the most forceful impact I've ever had in my body in my life.
that's Daryl Clinton, the first person to be injured by lava from the most recent eruptions of the Kilauea volcano.
And I've been hit by big waves and various things. That was just incredibly powerful and hot.
He remains hospitalized after that lava hit his leg while he was working on the roof of his home trying to protect it from fire. Today, officials say that lava from Kilauea is continuing to flow and, in fact, is showing no sign of slowing as it pours into the Pacific Ocean. And this is USA Radio News.
Do you know someone with a drug or alcohol problem? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. Stop the drug and alcohol nightmare. Are drug and alcohol problems hitting you too close to home? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. 866-490-3991. 866-490-3991. That's 866-490-3991.
The teenager charged with killing a Baltimore County, Maryland police officer with a vehicle on Monday, making his first court appearance yesterday. County Police Chief Terrence Sheridan saying 16-year-old Daunta Harris is facing first-degree murder charges for the death of Officer Amy Caprio in Perry Hall, Maryland. And the teen is being charged as an adult.
He did an act which impacts a family, a spouse, brothers and sisters in law enforcement. He should be treated as an adult.
Harris allegedly drove a Jeep at Caprio as 3 other teenagers were burglarizing a nearby home. Those 3 haven't yet been charged, but the investigation's continuing. NFL owners are considering rules to deal with players who kneel during the national anthem. One of the ideas that's been floated at the owners' meetings this week in Atlanta would let the home team decide whether teams would come out of the locker room for the anthem, and if they did, teams with kneeling players would be hit with 15-yard penalties. 2 in 5 adults in the U.S. could not cover an unexpected $400 expense. That's word from the new Federal Reserve report on economic well-being. It's also found that fewer than 40% of working adults in America think they're prepared for their retirement years, and a full quarter have no retirement savings at all. And New York City's 30th annual Fleet Week getting underway today with a parade of ships. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WLTT 1180 or COI Radio, LLC.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you all stayed over here at that last news report. I had to laugh to keep from crying sometime. I just told y'all there wasn't no justice. They said they won't give a 15-yard penalty if you kneel. The visiting team could stay in the locker room. That's what the owners are sitting around, the plantation owners, that's what I call them. The plantation owners are sitting around in a meeting trying to figure out how to keep their jokers in check, how to keep their Negroes in check. Let's just call it what it is. And they ain't use the word Negroes in the meeting. Y'all know that, because there ain't a black owner up in there. They're sitting around trying to figure out how to keep their Negroes in check. And they come up with an idea that the visiting team can stay inside, but if the player comes out and they come out and kneel, the team will get a 15-yard penalty if you kneel through the national anthem. I told y'all wasn't no justice. Stop waiting on it. They will always find a way to keep injustice in your face. Now, Icon King made a comment, and I appreciate, brother. I appreciate y'all commenting. And 910-765-0097. If you ever want to call in direct, the line's open. I keep telling y'all, I will not bite you. Please call in, please, at anytime. 910-765-0097. He made a comment that, I don't read it to you. He said, there has to be some unity between us, brother. We have to stand on some kind of accord for us to come together. And I agree with you totally. I cannot get away from that. What I mean when I say that stop waiting for black folks to all be black like you think they be or need to be, is that is what keeps us from being unified. Because when we come into a room, the moment someone says something different than we agree with, then the unity is busted up. The moment a philosophy comes in, we all fighting for one cause. The moment a philosophy or an idea or ideology, all of us are not going to always think the same way. So the moment that comes place, we as people have to be wise enough to rise above the emotion into the proper thinking. We have to rise above that emotional spirit that says, oh, he disagreed with me, and try to figure out how we can come to a common ground. But if I have a few friends, I have friends that are Hebrews, and I have good friends on my page. I have friends that Muslim, I have friends that Christian. And I can have three of my top friends. One of my best friend is a Christian. My next friend that's close to me, we talk all the time. He's a Hebrew. And we talk, and we can talk. But what we try to do is we come up with, when I talk, I try to find, when we disagree, what ways can we agree to still get the situation done? What happens in group process is everybody goes to their separate corner. And you see, if you all is in tune to social media, are you watching the big debates that go on between the philosophical concepts of Afrocentricity? Being Afrocentric. Now all of a sudden, Afrocentric has become a big debate. So you got these people that got these YouTube websites where all they do all day long is go after each other and tear each other down. He wrong, she wrong, he wrong, thee wrong, I'm wrong, you wrong. That's all they do. And what happens is people spend time tuning into this all day long. I had to catch myself because I study them sometimes to see what they're talking about. I'm like, whoa, man, I'm not spending my time mixing this nonsense. You beating up on some other organization because you disagree with them. That's ridiculous. Instead of figuring out how we going to be able to stop these killings in Chicago, or how we going to be able to stop these killings in our neighborhood, Or how are we going to find a way to send these children off to a better school or create schools or create economic business? That's what we should be, instead of what I call them, this is what I call them doing, pimping the community. Because what they're doing is basically getting all this YouTube money and feeding off the community, but never giving the community any idea, any substance how to get it together, how to unite together. What they do is disunify the community because they disagree with each other and never, and in the back room, if you look at their accounts, they making big money while disunifying the community. And we fall for it, yoki dokie. They making tons of money. They go to their pages, they have this Snapchat that you can pay for. They have this another site that you're paying for the YouTube page. Then if you want the exclusive, you got to pay another fee for they go to their page. And you go to page after page, and each one of them supposed to be these highly intellectual Afrocentric brothers that want to pay you and charge you an arm and a leg for some information that they didn't, like they came up with this information on their own. Information that's been in my libraries for the last 25 years, 30 years, that I got from somebody else, who got from somebody else, who got from somebody else. They didn't create nothing new. And then pass it off as this newfound thought process. When in actuality, what they do is divide the community more and more. So yes, I agree that we used to have to be unified. But if we're going to be unified, let me be in a unity with you based on me having my opinion, you having yours, and we come into a common language of how we're going to get this job done and how we're going to open this business. That is how other cultures do it. They don't always agree. I got a chapter in my book called where they sipping tea. And it talks about a Democrat and a Republican. Both of them white, sitting there sipping tea. And they planning out plotting our demise while they sipping tea. They planning our destruction while they sipping tea. And you think they disagree with each other. No, they don't. They planning our destruction, and we sitting here blind because they sipping tea. Let me show you what I'm talking about and closing out today, because I want to play Jesse for you all as a reminder before I leave, close out today. I'm going to give you 3 winners this week. And every week I'm going to start doing this on Wednesday. I'm going to start giving you winners from now on. Let me give you 3 winners who prove my point that is out there. It's right there for you. All you got to do is take it. 20-year-old Nayla Ellis Brown. She's on my page today. You go to my page, you find her. 20 years old, Nayla Ellis Brown. She's a winner this week. She's a winner. She's been a winner. But she's my winner this week because 20-year-old Nayla Ellis Brown is the maker of Ellis Island tea, a Jamaican sweet tea. 20-year-old. She took her grandmama's recipe for Jamaican sweet tea, started bottling it, started promoting it, started moving it around the country. And it was May the 16th of this year, Nayla Ellis Brown's Ellis Island tea is in every Sam's Club in the country. 600 Sam's Club. Do you know how much tea she had to produce? 20 years old, folks. She's the owner of her own tea. In 600 Sam's Clubs as of May the 16th. She's a winner. She had willpower. She had strength. She's a winner. It can be done. Darrell Lyndon Kelly. He's my education winner this week. Darrell Leonard Kelly. Darrell. I'm Darrell. He's Darrell. Darrell. Leonard Kelly. 24-year-old African American from Cincinnati, Ohio. On May the 12th, Darrell Leonard Kelly graduated from Xavier University, Williams College of Business. At the same time, he graduated from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. In the same day, he received an MBA in business and a law degree at 24 years old. Oh, it can't be done? At 24 years old. And last, I want to give tribute to Tariq Edmondson. His website is called sneakerscustom.com. And I got to get a pair. He has these Afrocentric African shoes and sneakers, and they're only about $40. He's out of Atlanta, and he's selling them all over the country. A nice tennis shoe for you to wear to promote your culture. And it's his design, it's his market, it's his company. He's out of Atlanta. and he's about 36. We winning, y'all, because there's some of us that have broke the programming. All you got to do is break the programming. If you break the programming, it's right there for you. It's right there for the taking. All you got to do is break the programming. I'm going to close out the day with something that my brother always reminds me. And I want you to take the last 5 minutes of the day's show. And this is just a reminder of where we at and where we headed. I want to dedicate this one to my brother, Nick Wooten, who's always in my corner, been there with me since I was born, and always in my heart. Love you, big bro.
Now, this award, this is not for me. This is for the real organizers all over the country, the activists, the civil rights attorneys, the struggling parents, the families, the teachers, the students that are realizing that a system built to divide and impoverish and destroy us cannot stand if we do. All right? It's kind of basic mathematics. The more we learn about who we are and how we got here, the more we will mobilize. Now, this is also in particular for the black women, in particular, who have spent their lifetimes dedicated to nurturing everyone before themselves. We can and will do better for you. Now, what we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. Now, I got more, y'all. Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television, and then going home to make a sandwich. Tell Rakia Boyd how it's so much better to live in 2012 than it is to live in 1612 or 1712. Tell that to Eric Garner. Tell that to Sandra Bland. Tell that to Dorian Hunt. Now, the thing is, though, all of us in here getting money, that alone isn't going to stop this. All right? Now, dedicating our lives to getting money just to give it right back for someone's brand on our body, when we spent centuries praying with brands on our bodies, and now we pray to get paid for brands on our bodies. There has been no war that we have not fought and died on the front lines of. There has been no job we haven't done. There's no tax they haven't levied against us, and we've paid all of them. But freedom is somehow always conditional here. You're free, they keep telling us. But she would have been alive if she hadn't acted so free. Now, freedom is always coming in the hereafter. But you know what, though? The hereafter is a hustle. We want it now. And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little side note. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down. We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo. And we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. Thank you.
I want to thank Jesse Williams. I also want to thank my big brother who always brings me back home. He always gives me this, we want it now. We don't want to wait. We want it now. And so that was the basis of today's show, how to get it now, how to get what you want right now. Remember the 4 things we talked about. Stop waiting on the mystery. Stop waiting for the sky to open. It's not going to happen. Stop waiting on it. He just told you it's a hustle. Stop waiting on it. You have the power. You were created in that likeness to make it happen. Make that happen. Make it happen every day. You go out and you make it. You make it. You toil the earth. You do it. You become that likeness who you really are made in. You become that person. You become the person who produces the miracle. I just gave you the people who produce the miracles. What's stopping you from producing a miracle? What's stopping you from taking something that you love and create and you can turn it into a business and turn it into wealth and generate income? What's stopping you? Nothing, but you're waiting. Remember, I told you, your dream is the only reality that caught you sleeping. Stop waiting on equality. No time soon. We want it. We're going to fight for it. We're going to continue to work for it, but stop waiting on it. You make it equal. You go to the bank. You do what you got to do. I don't like wearing this tie every day. But sometimes I put it on because it just looks good. It looks better. It's more professional. I don't like it. I grew up wearing them every day. I love dashikis. Y'all know me. How you doing, Glenn? Justice. No time soon. We've been waiting. Stop waiting on it. You go out and make sure you equip to whoop that lion and put him back in check. You make sure when that police officer stopped you, you got to meet out the palm of your hand before you go report him tomorrow morning. But when you leave, that's your best friend. He just don't know he got set up. And lastly, stop waiting for all black folks to be black like you. They're not all going to think like you. We're not all going to act like you. We're not all going to behave like you. Stop waiting for that to be that has to be a criteria for unity. I can't unify with you unless you think like me. Nah, I can unify you based on you being the same condition I'm in and trying to get out. We're in a dungeon, folks. Let's go. He said we want it now. Let's go ahead and get it now. Come back with us on Wednesday. Friday. We'll be back on Friday. I help the living Friday. We're talking health. Hey, y'all know that you come back on Friday now. Because you notice the last couple of shows, I'm feeling good. I've been on a fast. I will admit I had some habits that I had to get rid of. My skin is clearing up. My voice is coming back better. My strength is coming back, and I'm on the eighth day of fast now. I've been getting it in, still exercising, still doing what I'm supposed to do, but I had to have the willpower. Brenda was on here earlier. I don't know if she's still there, but Brenda, I appreciate that enlightening video you had on your page the other day. It helped me more. I had to have willpower to put away and put aside those things that were deteriorating me and causing me pain. You have to be willing to, even if I might like it, but I got to get rid of it. I know it's causing me pain. I might like it. I got to get rid of it. And this time I didn't have to go through no therapy. I didn't have to go through no counseling. I had to look myself in the mirror and say, if you want to be successful on that microphone, if you want to be successful writing those books, if you want to one day be successful walking across that stage, then you got to stop negative behaviors that you know are deteriorating you and causing you pain. You got to eliminate them. And so, hey, I'm feeling good. My blood pressure this morning was down to 110/878. Do you know there was a time about 3 months ago, my blood pressure ran to 168 over 130 at one time. Yeah, stroke level. I was headed straight to the hospital. I pulled the thing out this morning and showed it to my wife. It got down to 110/78. I mean, I'm coming down. I'm feeling good and I'm coming down and I'm running. And so let's keep running. Let's keep focused. Let's keep striving. And you all come back in and tune us in on Friday. We'll see you then. And as always, stay tuned to WLTT 1180 AM and all the other programming that we have here. And don't forget about the Cruising for Kids that we have, the charity car raffle presented by RAP. We have tickets here at the station for $10. That drawing is coming sometime in September, I believe. But we have the tickets here at the station for $10 for the RAP program. And understand, this program helps our youth in our community. So support RAP and support what they're doing and come out here and pay $10 and get that $10 ticket. And you can get that 2018 Mitsubishi is what it is. Cherry apple red. They had it here at the event the other week. They had it here. Looks good too. I bought 3 tickets myself. Peace and blessings to y'all again on Friday.